my last day at LDS Business College, and Katie asked me this morning, well, what are you going to do today? Like, last day, this is crazy. And as I was getting ready and showering, I felt like I ought to share some of the things that I've learned during the 3.5 years since I've been here. So originally, I was hired to write a degree in social media marketing and launch that degree. I was hired to be a teacher. I was hired to create a new career conference and help people discover their direction and their life's mission. I was hired to help tell the story of LDS Business College and to expand the vision of this incredible place. But little did I know that I would be the one who learned the most about marketing and strategy and social media. I would be the person who learned the most about my career, about my life's mission, about how to tell my story and define and understand, simplify and clarify my own personal vision. By far, I have received so much more than I have given during my time at LDS Business College. So I want to share 3 principles that have truly changed my life here at LDS Business College. The first principle I want to share is definitely strategy. My absolute favorite class to teach at LDS Business College has always been strategy, and it is amazing how strategy wins every single time, no matter what. I've seen it in campaigns, I've seen it in projects, I've seen it in a sacrament talk I wrote last week. I've seen it in meetings, in conversations. I've seen it when Guy and I have consulted with other people. If you nail down the strategy, you win every single time. And this has changed the way that I look at everything. The key to strategy is really just answering 3 questions. Number 1, why? Why am I doing this? Why does it matter? Why would anyone care? Why do I care? With the why, you have to understand exactly where you're going, exactly why you're going there, and then define the goals that help you achieve or get closer and help you measure that you're getting closer. The second question, who? Understanding your audience. Who's this going to impact? And the third question is what? What are we going to say? And we've learned to use the story formula, which is once upon a time, suddenly, luckily, and happily ever after. Anytime you tell a message, it makes it way more powerful. And then the other thing that on the what, like the messaging, what you're going to say, is you have to answer these 3 questions as well. What do you want them to know? What do you want them to feel? And what do you want them to do? When it comes to strategy, there's several different videos. Guy's sitting here recording with me, so thank you, Guy, for doing this. Guy and I have given a lecture on this. You should go check it out on our YouTube channel. It's kind of fun. It's strategy versus strategy. I remember in my very first strategy class, the first assignment that I gave my students was you have to create your own personal vision and you have to make a vision video. Well, I hadn't done that for myself, and so I'm like, well, I'm not willing to give my students as an assignment that I have not done. And that assignment changed many of my students' lives, and that assignment changed many of my students' lives, but it totally changed my life. My vision is inspire all to know and share God's love. And when I defined my vision in life, it changed everything. It changed why I do things and how I do things, how I treat people, my career and everything. And that's where I've changed the most, for sure, at LDS Business College. Principle number 2, Albert Einstein says, try not to become a man of success, but rather a man of value. Now this principle is huge. Success, when we're trying to become a man of success, when we're trying to define or seek success, the world defines success, title, fame, money, prestige, all these different ways that the world defines success. And if we're seeking that, we are seeking to glorify ourselves in the eyes of man. We are seeking to look good, to feel good about, oh yeah, I just have this new title, I have this new, whatever it may be, I look successful in the eyes of man. But if we're seeking to add value, to become a person of value. And every day we're trying to figure out, how do I add value to this situation, to this conversation, to this organization? We will always be successful because we will feel and know, wow, I was able to add value. In fact, Guy Gibbons, the guy that I've worked with since day one here at LDS Business College, it's amazing. He doesn't have the titles. In fact, in his office, he's never even had his name on the door. Like, he doesn't seek success as the world would define it. He doesn't have a master's degree or all of these things, but he is constantly trying to figure out, how do I learn? How do I become better at my craft so that I can consistently add value? And just yesterday, Tyler and I, T-Bone, we were talking about, truly, if Guy left LDS Business College, we would have to hire at least 4 people to replace him, because every single day he adds so much value with music, with strategy, with creativity, with design, with video. We would have to hire a team of people to replace him. Try to become a man or a woman of value over being successful any day of the week. And that's something that I've had to change my mindset on, and I've loved learning that principle. Principle number 3 is the 4 steps of confidence. This last semester, I gave my students an assignment to list out their 5 biggest weaknesses. And it blew me away, because there was only one student in my whole class that didn't write, "I have no self-confidence." Every single person except one person in my class said, "I have no self-confidence," and it crushed me. And so I really tried to figure out, well, how do you gain confidence? How do you get it? After a couple of months of really studying it and researching it and asking a lot of people who I feel have a lot of confidence, I came up with these 4 steps. And it's something that has helped my life and I feel can bless other people's lives. And step number 1 is knowing who you are, especially knowing who you are as a son or a daughter of God, understanding your worth, your value, and knowing that you have the greatest potential of all. Step number 2 is the strategy, knowing where you're going and why, having a clear vision and an understanding of where you're going. Step number 3 is finding a mentor who believes in you, but is also willing to give you those loving lashings. A mentor that can look at you and say, hey, you really need to work on these areas. You're incredible. You have so much potential. However, you are weak in this, and just give it to you straight up. And number 4 is you have to be willing to play the hard songs. You have to be willing to go through hard things. I call it stretching. You have to be willing to stretch, to grow. I often say there's no growth in the comfort zone and no comfort in the growth zone. Because if you're not willing to go through hard things and grow, you can't get better. You can't progress. You can't become more successful. And so those are the 4 steps. And if you follow those 4 steps, you'll become more confident. You will find it. You will gain it. And you'll be able to live with so much more peace and confidence and faith in yourself and in your life. It's sad to go. I'm excited to go. I'm going to Bonneville Communications, BonCom, and I get to live my dream. You know, as my vision is to inspire all to know and share God's love, I literally get to do that every single day of my life at BonCom. I get to find influencers that will help share our story on a bigger scale. I get to help with the strategy of some of the church campaigns and other campaigns for great causes, just inspiring people to know of God's love for you and to serve and get out there and be amazing. I get to speak and serve people every single day. So I'm pumped. BonCom, here I come. Hopefully I can truly be a man of value rather than seek for success. Hopefully I can live the strategy and add value everywhere I go. And hopefully I can help myself and others be confident. So, LDS Business College, au revoir, adios, goodbye. You've been amazing. I will miss you. You have changed my life. This place has been incredible. Before I say goodbye, there are 5 other principles that I just want to share quickly that have also changed my life here at the BC. Number 1 is definitely focus on the Lord. Discerning and doing the will of God changes everything. The minute that you know you're doing something that Heavenly Father wants you to do, you can eliminate all fear, all doubt, and have total confidence and faith that you're moving in the right direction and that He is there to support you in your journey. That's been huge. Always seek to know the will of God and just do it. Okay, principle number 2 is focus on them. As a marketing principle, as a principle in life, it is so easy for us to focus on ourselves, to talk about a product and say how we make it and how cool it is and what it's made of and all these things. It is easy and fun to talk about how cool we are. But it's way harder, however, way more valuable to focus on others, to focus on how am I serving you? Ask real questions, build them up, focus on them, because the key to marketing is building loyal, long-term relationships, and the greatest and most powerful way to do that is by focusing on others. Number 3, the truth will make you free. This has been such an eye-opening principle. Only the utter truth can help us see things as they really are. It's a doctrinal principle, and when we are able to face the truth, we are able to grow. When I see that, yeah, I did say the word 50 times in that talk, or, you know what, I really need to work on my writing and my grammar and my spelling. If I lie to myself and say, oh, I'm good, I can't grow, I can't progress, the truth makes us free. And there's so much to learn about that principle. I'd love to talk on that one for a while, but I need to do this quick. The 4th principle is the power of storytelling. I briefly mentioned that in the 3rd step of strategy of what. But if you're able to communicate and tell a story effectively, all the principles, all of the teachings, the memories, the connections that you make are so much more powerful when you're able to craft it in a story. And the 5th thing that is huge for me as well, this was a major paradigm shift. President David O. McKay, he said, no other success can compensate for failure in the home. If things aren't good at home, if things aren't good with first my wife and my children, it doesn't matter how successful I am in my career, because the home and the walls of your own home are where everything matters. Get it right at home. One of my coworkers, Leslie Robbins, she said something amazing. She said, am I willing to give my very best self when I'm at home? Or do I give all my best here at work? Am I the most patient? Do I lose it here at work? She drives home every day, and she drives by this certain billboard, and that's like a marker for her. And she says, as I pass that, I commit to give my very best self when I'm home. I just love that. No other success can compensate for failure in the home. Anyway, I'll miss the BC. I love this place. I have learned so much, and it's changed my life.